YouTube. This is Megan's Apathetic Car Reviews, or as I like to call it, parts and emotional labor.
Emotional labor is caring about other people, checking on people to see if they're okay, noticing a change in their mood.
Today, we are reviewing the Lamborghini Huracan, which I'm 99% sure must mean hurricane in Italian. It's gotta.
It's gotta.
It's gotta, right?
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
None of this is research, none of this is thought out, and none of this is informed by lived experience. This is all coming from my subjective, uninformed point of view, being in proximity to Dan and his friends for years. We'll go through the old Lamborghini tropes that I am aware of. It's red. I was surprised that it's red, but it's a very clean looking Lamborghini, to the extent that I understand what that means. There's less, sculptural. It's not quite like I imagine. I guess, a Lamborghini from the 80s where everything is a 90-degree angle. You know? You know what I mean? That's what I think of when I think of a Lamborghini.
The Countach.
Is that the one? Is that the iconic one? Okay.
Yes.
And you might like to know that Countach is a bit of Italian slang. It translates roughly as foie.
So this one is obviously a modern contemporary. It's not quite as like square, boxy, right angle looking, is it? It's not quite as sculptural looking as the Ferrari. It's all subjective, right? What somebody finds beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful car, just like the Ferrari's a beautiful car. And I was surprised to learn it was coming in red. Dan told me the Lamborghini is going to be red, and I said, really? That's really kind of Ferrari's color, isn't it?
Italy adopted Rosso Corsa Red as their national motorsport color.
Yeah, traditionally people think of red and Ferrari. So when you think of Lamborghini, right, you think like the car is gonna be purple, it's gonna be green, or it's gonna be wrapped with something like loud, extra. Because what we think of when we think of Lamborghini owners, and to preface this, I'll start off with what we think of when we think of Ferrari owners is people who are fairly pretentious, at their worst, fairly pretentious, obnoxiously so. When we think of Lamborghini owners, it's like Mustang owners who have realized their final form. Lamborghini owner is a Mustang owner that made good. Struck gold, and now he owns a Lamborghini instead of a Mustang, and it's very squirrely, and he's got the frosted tips, and the bangs that go like this, and he's wearing an Ed Hardy t-shirt, and one of those trucker hats where the bill has not been bent in, it's totally straight, and it's cocked to one side. So that's unfair. That is not what's going on here, because the owner is actually a really sweet, normal guy. Lamborghini owners are the kind of the foil to the culture of Ferrari, aren't they? These Lambo guys are the ones who take themselves less serious.
Why so serious?
Which is kind of refreshing.
A little bit true.
It's a little bit true.
It is.
The Ferrari crowd, most of the time, it's fine. And Dan's close circle of friends are fine. But I think you all know me. I've got my radar up for, like, bouginess. This is not my value system. The Ferrari's not my value system. So I'm always kind of looking for confirmation bias of Ferrari-ness when I'm hanging around Ferrari owners. I'm like, oh God, these people are foolish. And occasionally I get it, I hear it. You know, someone will be like, Dad, when you do videos, you shouldn't do this because it's bad for the brand. It's bad for the brand. Or, I'm embarrassed as a Ferrari owner when you do this thing and associate it with the car that I bought. You didn't accomplish anything, you bought a car. You arrived at enough money, or at least got the bank to trust that you could pay off a loan to buy one of these automobiles. And that's great, man. I'm coming to a place of more acceptance with it. I certainly didn't start there. I started out that it's morally outrageous that these cars are a thing, and now I'm too good on you. However, when someone starts telling me that by Dan saying or doing something, it diminishes the brand. Again, my eyes roll so hard that, I'm gonna give myself a traumatic brain injury. I'm gonna end up on the floor. Ferrari people, when they're at their worst, they really do fulfill that bourgeoisie reputation of like, oh, I'm a Ferrari owner, I'm in an exclusive club. It's like, no, you're not. You're in a rich club.
More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari.
Lambos, on the other hand, I think there's a whole history, right, with Lamborghini and Ferrari, so I've been told, where Ferrari was the original Italian luxury car designer and race car designer, and Lambo wanted to play, and then Ferrari wouldn't, and Lambo's like, fine, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Okay, that's it. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
And he started his own car company, but apparently was like a tractor supply guy in Italy. Lamborghini was created in spite of the Ferrari, and they take themselves less seriously, which is nice, but can result in this big manic energy, right?
If you don't break, just overcompensate.
First off, obviously, it looks like the design is a great departure from the Ferrari, duh, I know, Megan. So it kind of like reminds me of statistics class, except there's no standard deviations here. It's a soft, gentle slope.
99.7% of the population scores within 3 standard deviations of the mean.
I'm sure that has everything to do with speed. Again, it's like when we talked about the Ferrari and the scoopy parts and scoopy things. Probably something to do with air, because air coming in and out of these engines apparently enhances performance. I'm sure somehow, downforce, that's the term, right? That's the car term.
That is a term. Yeah.
Downforce, and by it being like this, for whatever reason, the air fights it less, and it moves forward better.
That would be drag.
Drag. Less drag when the car is like this, like, woo, it's like a rainbow shape, kind of, right? You know, this car surprises me, again, because it's very clean. Red and red calipers and red and black, very clean. There is no visible carbon fiber stuff. So it's an understated Lamborghini.
That's an oxymoron.
It is understated for a Lamborghini, I think. Dan, help me understand,
Okay.
because I don't know anything about the price point on these cars. Is this fairly analogous to a 458 or no?
This would be very similarly priced to a 458.
Okay, so this is Lamborghini's answer to a 458.
Yeah, they're kind of the competitors to each other, yes.
Okay, depending on options, because I know the
Sure,
options
are, Scott, you can go...
But base price of the 458 and the Lamborghini
These
Huracan...
are actually slightly cheaper base price.
Yeah, but options make
you're
all
talking,
the difference.
Yes.
Okay.
So pretty much they're probably all within the same 250 to 300 range.
Everybody already knows, because you have a Lamborghini, that you're doing just fine. So I think it's very tastefully done. There's the air intake part. Like, I don't know, I can't even see the exhaust on this, really.
It's right there.
And okay, Dan, is this a aftermarket exhaust?
Yes.
Okay, is it cool?
Yes.
Okay. So it's cool aftermarket exhaust.
Yeah.
Oh, and the engine is visible.
Yep.
Do you think they did that because the 458 did that?
Well, the 458
What
wasn't
came
the
first?
The first car to have the visible engine was, I think, the 360.
Okay. And then that design element got incorporated by other brands.
Yes.
Okay, so the visible engine is a usurped thing.
The Diablo might have.
Now, see, that's a cool name. So if you're gonna buy a Lamborghini and you're gonna be Billy Badass, you should probably buy a car called the Diablo, right? Yeah. You're like, I'm gonna go buy this car, I'm gonna be conspicuously like driving fast, and I want people to see me in the car. That's like, what, did they stop making the Diablo?
90 something.
Oh, okay, it's old. It's like Testarossa.
Last one was 99, I think, or 2000,
Yeah.
2001.
2001.
It's a little bit after Testarossa.
Dan taught me a few terms last video, right? It's got probably carbon ceramic brakes.
Yes.
And calipers.
Yes.
That's a word.
The red calipers.
Oh, look at where the gas tank is. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's in this little side pocket area.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's a Scoopy thing.
It is a Scoopy thing. Is it a Scoopy thing related to air and the importance of air?
Yes.
Okay. And downforce and drag.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it looks
there's
about...
Scoopy things down there.
Oh yeah, there's more Scoopy things. But, so the clearance, is this more or less than the 458?
The sides might be more, but the front is definitely less.
Okay, yeah.
This one's been lowered.
Yeah, yours has been lowered too, right? Your
Yes.
458?
Mine's been lowered as well, yes.
Okay, so I don't understand the lower. Help me understand why you would buy these considerably expensive cars and then lower them.
Because it looks cooler.
It looks cooler?
That's the primary reason.
Does it look cooler?
Yes, it looks much. So the problem is when you don't lower them, the wheels have a bunch of wheel gap. The tires don't fill up the wheel wells as much, and it looks kind of weird. Don't give me that look.
But you guys taking these and lowering them, if Ferrari or Lamborghini thought there was any performance value in doing that, they would make them that way.
Well, but they also had to balance practicality to a minor degree. Like, lowered this low, it's very difficult to drive around.
So you're saying if
town.
they had their way in the Ferrari and Lamborghini factories, they would produce them lowered?
Sure, if they knew all the roads in the world were smooth as glass and didn't
You think so?
They'd be more likely to have it lower. Like the higher end, like the crazy versions of the Lamborghinis and Ferraris are really low.
So if you took this Huracan and you put it right next to a car that is exactly the same but not lowered, it would perform better, you think?
This would perform better, yes.
What if they were both unaltered except for that?
Yeah.
How much of a difference do you think that would make?
It would be able to corner better. Yes.
Okay.
It would.
It seems shorter up front, is it?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
definitely
shorter
seems shorter
nose.
up front.
Well, I think the glass is bigger.
Yeah, it does. It seems like the glasses.
So I think it makes the metal in front of the glass look shorter. Because it's probably pretty close to the same length.
Okay. And width?
I might be slightly wider. I don't know.
It looks pretty wide.
It looks wide.
It's negligible if it is, but they're both wide.
Right.
Headlights are smaller,
Yes.
although it looks like kind of Tron going on in the headlights here. It does. It looks...
Is that how Tron goes?
Yeah, that's how Tron goes.
Okay.
You know, the techno music.
I remember.
We're going to attempt, I guess, to open it.
Sure.
Oh. May I?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. It feels almost a little more claustrophobic in here than the 458. But, you know, I'm 5'2", so I fit great in all these cars. Oh, that's cool. Look at that red switch.
Yeah.
That was cool. It's
This
like...
lifts up.
Yeah, that's... Oh, my God. That's like... Okay, that's cool. That's theater. That the start button is like that. It's like a launch button.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's... Okay, yeah. None of this little mechanism here is necessary, but it feels cool. Because it'd be like, oh, think about it. Think about it before you raise that and press this button. Okay, are we doing this? Bam. It's like launch code.
So now we've got missiles flying everywhere, passing each other. Russia's like, ah, motherland! Then England's like, about that time, eh, chaps? Righto.
I like that. You feel very like, oh, they wanted you to think about it before you press start. Steering wheel feels slightly less complicated than it is in the 458. There's not quite as much. There's flappy paddles. There's the windshield wipers. It seems more intuitive to someone than your setup in the dash of the 458. Like, this automatically looks like it makes more sense, and the buttons make more sense to me than the 458. Okay, the seats go up. Good. Multiple $100,000 price point. I'm glad the seat goes up. Is the visibility less in this car? I feel like it is.
I think forward visibility is worse. It feels like it.
I feel like the field of vision is... But maybe... Can you lower these steering wheels? I don't need to, but...
You can.
Because I guess it's because I'm short, and then the steering wheel is high, so it obstructs my vision somewhat, so I'm not getting a full appreciation.
I think the dash is longer.
The dash is longer. Yeah. I feel like this car was optioned well, to the extent that I know what cars are optioned to look cool like. I like the black leather with the contrast red stitches. That's never a bad thing. That's nice. This is like suede whatever.
Yeah, Alcantara.
Alcantara, is that the name of it?
Yes.
Of the fabric?
Yes.
Okay. It feels like kind of a micro suede or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it's suede. They just started calling it Alcantara.
Okay, Alcantara. It says Huracan. Oh, that's very pretty. There's little pretty details on it. You will not forget that you're in a Lamborghini, much like the 458. You will not forget you're in a Ferrari because there's branding everywhere. I do like the Lamborghini script is very pretty, almost calligraphy looking script. So that's pretty. I like that. Oh yeah, no, I like the bull. It's hard not to like the bull. Bull is cool.
Bull is cool.
Mm. Why is this like this? Is the reverse button also like a...
You have to
Pull
pull it.
lever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very aircraft-oriented buttons.
Is that what it's modeled to look like?
That's why the switches all have the dividers on the toggles and stuff.
I don't know that. This, like your car, has the option to raise up if you're think you're going to scrape.
Correct.
Out of curiosity, how much does that option cost?
I guess $8,000.
Of course it does. If you want the front end of your car to raise up just the slightest bit so you don't scrape, you can pay $8,000 for that. But considering the base price, that's really all relative, isn't it? This all makes sense. Like within the 458, there's a lot of buttons where I'm like, I don't know what that means. It has a backup camera, certainly.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, the display is good. I like, here's got the little car with the doors are ajar and they're red, so you can see that. That's helpful.
Push and hold.
That looks cool. I like that one. With the
tachometer?
Yeah, it looks cool. Oh, there's a little Lambo. And he's telling me stuff. The display is cool. And I think that's probably a function of the fact this is a much younger car, right?
2017.
Yeah. So your car was a 2010. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
This came out in 15?
Yeah, we're about 7 years forward in technology, and I think that's reflected in what I'm seeing. As we discussed, Lamborghini and Ferrari people, if they're really involved emotionally with the branding of these cars, it's kind of an ongoing feud. There's cultural, I think, differences between the groups of owners who might purchase a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. And since this is the analog to the 458, albeit about 7 years newer, which one holds the speed record?
These are faster.
Yeah? Oh.
I'm not gonna say it's not.
Okay.
It's faster.
It's faster. By what measure? How do they measure that? On the track or?
Like quarter mile times faster.
They do quarter miles?
Sure.
With these cars? Okay. Because that's not the point with these cars.
No, but like
it?
the Nürburgring track time.
Okay, the Germany one.
Yes.
Okay.
And then what's the top speed on this thing?
205?
Yeah, so mine's 202. So this could go a whole 3 miles an hour faster top speed.
Yes, especially if you load it up with carbon fiber. So we have this whole cultural kind of animosity between these two brands, which is, again, I think probably more almost commercial now. It's like, us versus you. And they might argue about who performs better and the history of it and the design. So Ferrari and Lamborghini owners, in my observation over the years, go at it until a McLaren guy shows up, right? And then the Ferrari and Lamborghini guys are like, they're very solidly united. It's like,
may our forces combine, Captain Planet.
Totally, right?
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Captain Planet, he's our hero.
And they'll give the McLaren guy and up until the Corvette guy wanders in and talks about just how much better his car can perform for less money.
What does Corvette stands for something? It's French for America, I think. Can't beat a Corvette. They're gonna go to mid-engine next year. I'll probably eat my gun.
Yes.
So all of these groups of car owners, I think it's kind of like a caste system. I like the Lambo guys as a group because they take themselves slightly less seriously than the Ferrari owners. And if I were going to be a Supercar owner, I'd probably get a Lambo, right, in purple.
Purple Lamborghini lurking.
Badass. Missy Elliott has a purple Lamborghini. She probably has a really expensive one. I think Lambo loses points because Justin Bieber has one. It's just like, oh, now it's not cool anymore. God, the Bugatti Veyron is the ugliest piece.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's like this. It's over $1 million, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
And every time I look at it, I'm like, that is really unattractive.
Yeah.
And people just line up to pay $1 million for that car. It's so ugly. So here we are. This is the Lamborghini Huracan of Justin Bieber fame. This does not feel radically different than riding around in the 458. I guess we'll see if upon achieving top speed of 55 it feels different. Definitely sounds different. It's definitely got a lot of noise, and it sounds deep, which I guess is good, because I've been told there's a difference of opinion on people who want their supercars to make a screaming noise versus a throaty noise. And he's revving it. I feel like the cabin is slightly smaller than the 458. They're all small, although I'll say the 458 is way more comfortable than the 430, and having ridden around a 348, it's miles more comfortable than that. And the old school cars, this car is very comfortable. This is a modern car. It's got nice seats. You would hope it would have nice seats when it is this expensive, and it does. How is this car modified? Is it just the exhaust?
It's got the lowering springs, the wheels, and the exhaust.
It has lowering springs, the wheels, and the exhaust. So the only modifications, which is actually, I think, probably pretty modest. Here we go. Could tell it got to the top speed just the littlest bit faster than a Ferrari, which makes all the difference. That is fun. And so if you're buying the car for the last 20 seconds of footage, you will get your money's worth. It functions as designed. Oh, it has an excellent crackly burble. I'm just gonna start pulling out every car word in my entire car lexicon. Lamborghinis is if you want a car that functions equally well, if not better than the Ferrari, without the surrounding culture of people who treat Ferrari ownership like it's a religious solemnity, then the Lamborghini is for you, as long as you can manage to not be the most ridiculous category of Lamborghini owners, which are somewhat unavoidable, but not the lovely person, Neil, who has allowed us to review his Lamborghini. It's a beautiful car, Neil.
Thank you.
So I have to give a big thanks to the person who made this video possible, Neil, who is a very sweet, quiet, understated guy. You would never know he's a Lamborghini owner. He defies convention in that regard. I had a blast. It's a fun car. I would not be able to appreciate any cost differential or performance differential. They both are really fast, really fun, very pretty cars. Oh, so in summation, please like and subscribe. I can do as many videos as you guys would like where I do absolutely zero research and put zero effort into it. Like, subscribe, watch one of the videos, buy merch, as it were. I've got my influencer lingo. And thank you very much for watching. We appreciate y'all. Oh, okay, so let me start up. Okay. Hello, YouTube. No, I don't want to do it that way. Say, hello, YouTube. Give you options. Hello, YouTube. No, don't do it like this. It's like, would you like to buy some real estate? Hello, YouTube. This is Megan's Apathetic Car Reviews, or as I like to call it, emotional parts and labor. No, it's parts and emotional labor. Let me do it again. How fast did you take? We're not going to obviously put this in. How fast were you going?
I think we got up to about...
Yeah, yeah, it was substantial. Have you ever taken this car to COTA?
No, not yet. I really want to. I just haven't had a chance, and it's kind of hard to get on there without joining one of those clubs.
Sure.
You know, so, but I'd love to eventually.
You have to join the cult.
Yep.
Dan's viewers are gonna hate how much I hate on the Ferrari. Very good content, though.
Oh yeah, we got the dogs playing.